The Death Life SMP is an SMP where you get a random number of lives, ranging from 3 to 7, and when you die, you lose a life. Well, obviously. But when you kill a player, you gain their life, while they lose it. If you run out of lives, you'll be put inside an inescapable box, and someone has to craft a revive key to get you out. But they are very expensive, so it's best to just not die in the first place. Oh yeah, you can also craft lives, albeit with some very rare items like totems and notch apples. There are also some craftables like XP bottles and notch apples, but they are pretty expensive. And with that, we begin. Also, by the way, if you see a black box, it's me hiding my coordinates. I got super lucky, getting the max of 7 lives. Then of course I started with the basics. Wood, stone, and iron, the easy stuff. This is when the first death happened. By the way, we have a 12-hour grace period to prevent people from killing everyone with a stone axe. After that, I got full iron armor. What a flex, I know. I found a lava pool and went to the nether, carefully bridging over lava and getting some blaze rods for potions. By the way, how lucky is this? A fortress, right at spawn. After someone else died, I decided that I needed some diamonds. During my travels, I murdered half the population of pigs, sheep, and cows. After looking for a swamp for what seemed like forever, I decided to try the river method on some clay. Best decision ever. I did this kind of awkward 2-block descent to save on pickaxe durability while not risking jumping into lava. I then found this massive cave with a spider spawner very close by. This would be my main base of operations. I got cat, some name tags, and a diamond horse armor. Pretty good if you ask me. I also got my first diamond, made a jukebox, and listened to cat. Then, I decided to fight some mobs, a decision I would later regret for some pretty obvious reasons. I took down a block to take less shield damage from the creeper because it was on low durability, but when it exploded, it launched a second creeper perfectly behind me, and since I was focused on the first creeper and the mobs ahead, I didn't see it, so I was blocking skeleton's arrows. The creeper exploded right behind me, one-tapping me. I had lost my first life, but luckily this would be the last time I die. So I got a few diamonds, made a pickaxe, sword, and enchanting table. I enchanted all my gear with base level enchants, and then raided a mine shaft. After getting a stupid amount of diamonds and cobwebs, I returned back to base with full diamond armor and tools, with 31 diamonds to spare. I wanted good enchants, so I decided to put my spawner to good use by making a spider spawner XP farm. I moved everything down to the collection area, and it would remain my main base of operations. I was running low on food and wanted weather for books, so I once again killed the entire population of animals, except chickens and sheep, for a very important reason. I grinded XP and got some higher level enchants, efficiency 2, amazing, I know. After that, I sheared all the sheep I could find, and put that wool towards netherite mining. By blowing up beds in the nether, I could find a ton of netherite, so armed with 2 stacks of wool, I headed into the nether. Just kidding, I got distracted getting sugarcane, and so now with a lot more sugarcane, I actually headed into the nether. Leaving Nether, I was 14 ancient debris richer, but that took a long time to get, so I was also very tired. I've been playing for so long, so I decided to smelt up the ancient debris and go to bed. I woke up early the next morning and decided to make a netherite chestplate, pickaxe, and sword. I also made god potions in case things got a bit dicey. Now though, the grace period is over, so there's no hiding now. I was bored, so I decided to head to spawn to see some people, but they knew I was tryharding and had OP stuff. They thought I wanted to kill them, so when I asked to meet up, they didn't budge. Where are you guys?
Your mom's house.
Also, to the people on the server watching, I'm not kidding. If you don't do anything to me, I won't do anything to you. After screwing around for a while longer, I went back to the base to plant some carrots. But why carrots? Carrots may seem kind of useless, but here's the thing. You can make them into golden carrots for probably the best food source in the game, or you can breed villagers with carrots. They're just very useful. I tried getting good enchants on my new enchanting setup, but for some reason I was getting trash enchants, especially on my sword. But I kept plugging through, and eventually got some good enchants. They weren't even close to max, but they worked fine considering most of the players are still in iron armor. I went back to spawn to try and meet some people, but again they thought I was going to kill them. So I went looking for a trident. Riptide will be extremely useful, as lights are disabled. But after looking for a while, I couldn't find even one trident guy, so I gave up for now. I headed back to base, where I wanted mending. If you have a keen eye, you might have noticed the very fast deterioration of my armor and tools. If it broke, it would mean a whole lot more grinding, so I needed a village. Sadly, I don't think a single village has been found yet, so I did the alternative, which is zombie villagers. They spawn naturally and can be cured to get villagers, and, I live in a cave, so that'll be very, very easy to find. And I found one and this happened. I was shocked. What sucked though, was that he didn't offer the paper trade, the only current way for me to get emeralds. So I had to break the lectern, and spent the next 30 minutes getting a good mending trade. I got a second one again, but it had bookshelves, so I had to try again. I got a second zombie villager spawn, but unfortunately he was a nitwit, so I expanded the villager room and bred those 2 with carrots from earlier. Now we're talking. That's 4 villagers. I put mending on my pickaxe, leggings, and helmet. I now had max leggings and an almost max helmet. I just needed aqua affinity. I didn't feel like waiting, so I mined nether quartz to speed up the repairing process. Another member named King of Crown, aka King, went into the nether and accidentally found my portal. He thought I wanted to kill him, so he was scared when I found his portal too. I went in like I promised. I didn't kill him. After a bit of shenanigans at his base, some more deaths happened. Oh yeah, people have been slowly losing their lives. After I left, King was scurrying around and accidentally fell in the lava. He already died twice, so I had to save him. He luckily wasn't yet in the lava, so after a bit of block basing, he was saved. Okay.
Are you sure I'm not yet?
I'm making this whole thing. Cancel. Oh, you're safe. No, don't cancel. You're safe. You're good. You're good. You're good.
Okay.
You're good.
How'd you get that so perfectly? I didn't even take all damage.
I farmed a few blazes and then got prepared for one final netherite trip. I had 5 stacks of wool and wasn't leaving until it was almost all gone. I ended up with 25 ancient debris, plus the 2 at home, totals 27 ancient debris, a huge success. And with that, I did some re-enchanting of my tools and armor, and got it almost all maxed out. After flexing in the chat, something horrible happened. King died again. This was his 3rd death now, and he was down to 1 life. With nothing, he asked me for me to help, to which I did. I was going to let him borrow a life, but he had to go. And so with that, the first day was finally over. Let me just re-emphasize how amazing the first day was. I got full netherite and almost maxed out enchants, villagers, an XP grinder, and had 6 lives left. This was insane. The most I've seen besides me is King getting super lucky with full diamond armor, unenchanted. All I'm gonna say is it's time for domination. If you guys liked it, then great. I'm going to make more videos on this SMP, so I hope that you enjoyed it. I'm not going to ask you to subscribe, only do that if you want. And with that, thank you for watching.